Welcome to my channel. My name is Krishna, your BBS trainer. Today in this video we are going to learn how to calculate the column main reinforcement from the mid of ground floor level to mid of first floor level. Already we have learned in the previous videos the footing to the ground floor, mid of the ground floor level, and this column ring formulas, and this column rings from the footing top to the ground floor beam bottom. We have learned these sections. That's why I am keep changing these, whatever the learned files are there, no, I am keeping in green color. And today we are learning these column rods from the mid of ground floor to first floor level. So for this, this tabular column is created, and two column reinforcements I have calculated for explanation. So first I will explain about the tabular column. This tabular column is as usually serial number, description of the item, and number of columns, and number of rods, and dia of bar, and ground floor height, and first floor height, and rods below first floor level, and rods above first floor level, lap length, and cutting length. So all these will be in mm. We are going to enter in this BBS calculation. Next, total length of the bar in meter. We will change in this column into meter. Then unit weight in kg per meter. Then total weight, and total weight dia wise from 8 mm to 32 mm. So in this tabular column there is no much big formulas will come, only just calculating the rods above floor level and below floor level with the given coefficients and respective lap lengths. That is the calculation in this. So before starting calculation of this, I am going to explain some general drawing studies and some coefficient studies. In the general notes, I am going to explain the column rods we have calculated from footing to mid of the basement, and mid of the basement to ground floor. We have directly calculated from footing to the mid of the ground floor level. From ground floor level to first floor level, we are calculating now. For this, what we have to do, from here, whatever the longer rod we have placed, for that we are calculating 0.6 we have taken. Now here we will go to take 0.4, and whatever the 0.4 you have taken in the previous, for that 0.6 will take from the rods from the first floor below. And similarly the first floor above, as again as it is 0.4 times of this first floor height, and 0.6 times of this first floor height. So this is the concept of taking column main rods. Also the columns are getting reducing over here. In the ground floor will be 300 mm size, and the first floor column will be 200 mm size. Wherever the column is reducing one side, there we are taking the one side column directly, and other side column will bend into the ground floor slab, and the new column will insert, and the one LD will insert in the column. This is one type of lapping length when the column is reducing from one side. When the column is reducing from the both side, so all both side column rods will be get bent towards the slab, and other rods will be inserted. New rods will be inserted inside the column with an LD, and taking into the upper side. This is the one case. And one more case, if it is reducing on the both side, we can crank those outer rods in the slope of 1:6, and we can take those rods lapping into next floor height. This is the both side lapping cases. So this is the standard detail we need to learn before doing this BBS for the uh, ground floor to first floor level. Now I am taking this column C1 for the explanation. So what is the C1 column detail is having? The C1 column, you see here, this is the C1 column detail. Rod 18 number of 16 came from the basement to ground floor, and from the ground floor to first floor, and same 18 number of 16 is there, and there is no column rising from the first floor onwards, because this column is terminating at the first floor level. So here 18 number of 16 rod is there, no? So already we have taken this rod up to this ground floor, mid of the ground floor level. Now we have to raise this column up to first floor level, and we have to terminate it. For that, how do we have to take? Total 18 number of 16 rod is there. In that 18 number of 16 rod, we have to take 9 rods. This is the curtail rod, because these rods are stopping it over here. That's why we are taking into 9 rods longer rod and 9 rods shorter rod, and number of column is only 1, and the dia of rod is 16, and ground floor height is 3100, and first floor height is 3000 mm. This is ground floor height is 3.1 meter, and first floor height is 3 meter. The column ground floor height is 3100 is added on, and first floor height, here the column is not going to first floor, that's why we should not take this first floor height. Then rod below ground first floor, how much it will be there? The here I am going to take this longer rod is there, no? For the longer rod I am taking 0.4 times of this ground floor height, because already we have taken in the ground floor, no? Here we have taken, you see, this is the column number C1 in the footing to ground floor level calculation. Here I have taken bars above ground floor is longer rod 0.6 times of ground floor height, and this is 0.4 times of ground floor height. That's why I am taking here reverse. Whatever the longer rod is there, for that longer rod I am taking 0.4 times, and whatever the shorter rod is there, for that 0.6 times. Then this column rod will get terminate at the ground floor level. And to terminate means this 16 mm dia rod should be bent in the ground floor slab. For that we need to take one LD above the ground floor level to bend this bar in the ground floor slab. And one lap length is required, because the previous rod is came and stop at the center of the ground floor, no? To join that rod to this rod, we need one lap length. This is the lap length. This lap length should be taken as per our this table is there, no? As per our standard table is there. As per this table, for the 16 mm dia 475 is the lap length. For that lap length has to be taken. Next, this is the cutting length. Cutting length is equal to sum of these rods below first floor level and rods above first floor level and lap length. Sum of these three is the cutting length. Then total length is equal to then number of columns multiplied by number of rods multiplied by this cutting length divided by 1000. Then all this millimeter is there, no? Then millimeter will convert it into meter from here onwards. Then unit weight is there. Unit weight is equal to d square divided by 162. D is equal to our 16 mm dia. D is equal to d square divided by 162. Then total weight is equal to same, this total length of bar in meter multiplied by unit weight. Then we will get the total weight in kg. And again, this is the total weight dia wise from 8 mm to 32 mm. Here is the if conditional formula is added. To learn this if conditional formula, just see this link shown in the ID. Just go to that ID and learn about this if conditional formula. It is uploaded in the previous video, and I have shown the link also over here. Just go there and learn that if conditional formula, to how to enter this if conditional formula to segregate the dia wise quantities. Okay, then now column C1 is over. Next we are going to column number C2. Then in the column number C2, what are the curtailment rods will come? Just we'll study the C2 column. You see, this is the C2 column. This is the 20 number of 12 dia came from the basement, and same 20 number of 12 dia is there in the ground floor. And if you are going to the first floor, it is changing into the 14 number of T12. If it is changing into 14 number of T12 means, so how many rods are going to curtail over here? You see, I have marked over here all the red color column rods are going to curtail from the above floor level. You mean this all the 9 rods are there in the bottom layer, no? These 9 rods will get bent it in the first floor slab level to terminate this rod, and these two rods will be cancelling over here, because there is no rods coming in the first floor level. That's why this rod only LD will be there from the first floor level onwards. So then this also we are considering as a curtail rod. Then total 9 plus 2, total 11 rods are going to curtail in this floor level. So that 11 rods I need to take. Out of 11 rods I am taking 6 rod as a longer rod and 5 rod as a shorter rod, and the dia of rod is 12 mm, and ground floor height is 3100 mm, and this rods is not going to first floor level, that's why I am not entering the first floor level. Then rods below first floor level is same point, for the longer rod 0.4 and for the shorter rod 0.6 times of this ground floor height. And this rods above first floor means only one LD will go up for the bent up, for bending to the first floor slab level, and this is the 350 for making the lap to below rod, and from here onwards the automatically Excel will calculate. And next, this is the curtail rod, and what are the curtail rods are coming over here. This white color columns are there, no, white color rods are there, no, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 4 4 on both side and center 1. This total 9 rods are going to the next floor level. These 9 rods of same toll dia is going to the next floor level. Then this is considering as continuous rod. So total 9 rod is there, column only 1 is there, total number of rod is 9, dia is 12, and ground floor height is 3100 mm, and first floor height, this rod is going to first floor, that's why first floor height need to be entered it over here. Then rods below first floor is zero point 0.4 times of ground floor height, and above floor is 0.6 times of above floor level, and one lap length for the below rods. Then this is the cutting length for continuous rods, because all the continuous rods will come only one cutting length, because below floor also it is staggered and above floor also it will become staggered. Then additional rods, if any additional rods are there in this column, there is no additional rods, because we have to take the additional rods when the dia of this additional rod is going more than 25 mm. So when it is going more than 25 mm, then only we need to add this additional rod in the ground floor level before ground floor column concreting. So here there is no 25 dia rods are coming. Why? Because this 25 I am telling, no, this 25 mm, only this 25 mm dia lap length is 725 mm. Our all ground floor beam depth is 600 mm, so we can insert below this 20 dia rod, all the dias are less than 600 mm, then we can insert all this rod at the time of first floor slab concrete. But this 725 mm rod can't add at the time of first floor concrete, we need to add this rod at the time of ground floor column concrete 25 and 32, because in our project there is no 32 dia, we no need to bother about 32 dia, so only 25 dia is there. That 25 dia has to be taken care. I will explain one 25 dia rod column rod also for the experience. Now here there is no addition and deletion, just keep this additional rod for the 25 and 32 dia for the next purpose. Next, same, then copy this C2 content all, and take copy and insert it into the next one line below, then change into serial number 3 and column number C3. Now you will learn this C3 column how to take the data over here. You see, now we are going to this C3 column. In this C3 column, you see 6 number of 20 dia is there and 14 number of 16 dia is there. So out of this 66 number of 20 and 14 number of 16, going up only 4 number of 20 and 14 number of 16. So then how many rods are going to curtail over here? This lower side rod is there, no, this all this lower side rods are will going to curtail. In this lower side, how many 20 dia is there? Out of 620 dia, this in lower dia only 220 dia is there. In out of this 220 dia, one longer rod will be there and one shorter rod will be there. Then we have to take this first, this 220 dia curtail rods. So I am taking these two lines for the curtail. This is the curtail rods, longer rod and shorter rod. Number of column is 1 and the number of rod is only 1 and 1. and dia of rod is 20 and ground floor height is 3100, and first floor height will not come because this rod will not go to first floor. Only rod from below first floor level is zero point 0.4 times of ground floor height and zero point 0.6 times of ground floor height, and one lap length has to be go from the first floor level. As for the 20 mm dia, what is the lap length? For the 20 mm dia, our lap length will be 575. So this 575 mm will be go above first floor level, and as it is lap length also 575 mm for the below rod lapping. Now 20 mm curtail rod is over. Next 16 dia curtail rods are there. So 20 dia curtail is over. Next 16 dia curtail rods are there. Then 16 dia, how many rods are getting curtail? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7 rods are going to curtail. So for that 7 rod we need to create one more two lines. Control C, and immediately below you can enter another these two lines over here for the 16 dia. As it is, number of column is 1 1, and number of rods out of 7 rods, make it 4 rods longer and 3 rods shorter, and dia of the rod is 16. Ground floor height is 3100. First floor height is not required. Then rod below ground floor is 0.4 and 0.6 of ground floor height, and the lap length for the 16 dia is lap length for the 16 dia is 475. This 475 has to be entered for the rod above first floor level, and the lap length is also 475. Next, then what is the continuous rod over here? So all curtail rods are we have finished. Then what is the continuous rod over here? You see all these lower rods are getting curtailed. Then this is the upper rods. In this upper rods, this 220 is going continuous and this 220 is going continuous as there in the 4 number of 20 over here. Then this 4 number of 20 dia rod is continuous rod. See, continuous rod, number of column rod is 1, and 4 rods are going continuous of 20 dia rod, as it is ground floor height 3100, and this rod is going to first floor. That's why first floor height also required. Then rod below first floor level is 0.4 times of ground floor level, and rods above first floor level is 0.6 times of first floor level. Then the lap length as per 20 dia is 575. Then 20 dia continuous rod is over. Next again we are having a few more rods of 16 dia. How many? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7 number of 16 dia also is going continuously in the next level. So for that what you have to do, the same continuous dia for the 20 mm you copy and paste it immediately below that 20 mm dia, and change. This is the 7 rods of 16 mm dia is going up. Ground floor height is required, first floor height is required, same rod below first floor calculated, rod above first floor calculated, and lap length as per the 16 dia. Lap length as per 16 dia is 475. Then continuous rod of 16 mm also completed. Any other rods are there over here? No. Then here the some additional rods are there. These additional rods are 16 mm. So no need to bother about 16 mm to take at this level. Similarly, we will go to for the next C4 column. The C4 column, what it is there, 8 number of 20 is there and 8 number of 16 is there. Out of that 14 number of 20 is only going up, all others are curtail over here. Then we will take it for the C4. Same C3 column you can copy and enter it below one line of this C3, then change it as 4 number and column number 4. And here this first curtail number, what are the first curtail rod over here? In this first curtail rod, what is the C4? This is C4. First curtail rod is out of 820 and 816. You see, out of 820, 420 rods are going to curtail. You see, this is the 820 is there. Out of this 820, this red full color rods are 20 dias. This all out of 820, this 420 is getting curtail. 4 means 2 longer and 2 shorter, and dia 2020. ground floor height is required, first floor height is not required. Rod below first floor is calculated. Rod above first floor one develop 1 LD, and rod below for the lap length. And next one more, this is the 16 dia, and how much 16 dias are there curtailing over here? You see here 18 number of 16 is there, and in the next floor we are not finding any 16 dia rod. So this out of this 8 number of 16, all 8 number of 16 is going to curtail. So and in the place of 16 dia rod, so next levels 20 dia rod is continuing. That's why, so this all 16 dia rods are going to curtail at the first floor level. We need to take all 16 dia, 8 rods are going to curtail. Then this is 4 and this is 4, dia is 16, 3100 is the ground floor height. For no first floor height, this rod will not go to first floor height. As per that, this rods below first floor level will calculate, and this 16 dia rod above ground floor for the bending, and 475 for the lapping to the below rod. Next, what are the rods are going to continue? And here so 16 also, this only 4 number of 20 is there, no, this white color, 4 number of 20 rods only will go into continue from this floor to next floor. Then only these 4 numbers of 20 dia is continuous rod. Continuous rod is only 4 number of 20 dia is rod only is continuous. Then ground floor height is there, first floor height is required because this rod is going to first floor. As usually, rod below first floor, rod above first floor, and as per the 20 dia, this is the lap length for the below rod. Then there is no one more continuous rod is there, so then you make it 0 and 0. Then this either you can delete this row or you can make it 0 for this two number of columns and number of rod. If you make it 0, and there is no quantity will come in the quantity column, and this same the same row will be available for the next column. That's why I am keeping this row same like that, and like additionally, then this additional rods also I am keeping like this. When this 25 and 32 dia rod will come, then this rows will operate. Otherwise, keep on this rows go parallelly. Then similarly, I am taking for the C5 column. I will explain one more column. Control C. This is the C5 column I am going to explain. So for that also again I can take in serial number 5 and column number C5. Then go to the C5 column. Then check it. This is the C5 column. C5 column, here 10 number of 20 is there and 10 number of 16 is there, and above floor 4 number of 20 is there and 14 number of 16 is there. You see now what it will happen here, out of 10 number of 20 dia, so how much 20 dia is going to curtail? You see, all the below rods are going to curtail. In this below rod, 2 plus 2, 4 20 dia rod is there, and again this above where this 20 dia rod is there over here, at the same location 16 dia rod is coming. That's why this 20 dia rod also will going to curtail in the first floor level. Then total number of 20 dia curtailment is 3 plus 3, 6 number. 6 rods are going to curtail. Then out of this is the 20 dia rod I am going to take. In that column number of column is 1. 6 rod means 3 plus 3. Dia is 20. Ground floor height is 3100. First floor height is not required. And rods below first floor is calculated. And as per the 20 dia, 1 LD for bending into the floor level and 1 LD for the lap length. Next, what is the other dias are there? Then you see, then 16 dia. 16 dia, how many rods are going to curtail? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rods in the downside, where the column curtailment location. 5 rods are going to curtail. So out of 5 rods, I am taking 3 rod is the continuous rod and 2 rod is the 3 rod is the longer rod and 3 rod is the shorter rod. Dia is 16. Same ground floor height. First floor height will not come. As usually, as per the 16 dia rod, 1 LD and 1 lap length. And next, continuous rod. Then what are the rods are going to continue over here in this? See, In this corner 220 dia rod is there, in this corner 220 dia rod is there. This 220 plus 220 total 420 is there, no, the same first floor level 420 is there. Then these four rods are going to continuous 20 dia, four numbers of 20 dia is going to continuous, same first floor ground floor height to first floor height to, then rod below first floor, rod above first floor, then lap length. So as per this it will go. Then one more continuous rod is there. So what is the one more continuous rod? You see another, these 16 dia rods are there, no, you see 1 2 3, sorry, 1 2 3 4 5, this 5 16 dia rods also going up, means continuous rod. This 16 dia 6, sorry, 5 numbers of 16 dia rods are going up. This is column number 1, column number is 1. This is the 5 numbers of 16 dia rods here going up, as it is ground floor height, first floor height, and rods below first floor, and rods above first floor, and lap length. So, and here there is no additional rods over here. So here also there is no additional rods more than 25 mm. So that's why this additional rods are not required to take it at this level. I will take one example of 25 dia rod is there, where the 25 dia additional rods are coming. No, I will take one 25 dia column is there. Here is the C column number C61. Here I am having this 25 dia rod. So I will explain how to take this lap length and additional length for the 25 dia also. So for example, I am taking this C61 column for the next explanation. Same thing, column copy the C5 column, Control C, and enter in the additional one more copy. I am changing the serial number 61 accordingly, and column number also I am changing 61. So here first I am going to take this first curtailment of 25 dia, whatever it is going in the drawing. You see here what it is saying, the basement 825 and 820 is there, and ground floor also 825 820 is there. When it is going to the first floor, 12 number of 25 is there. You see now here what you have to do, out of this 825, this bottom rows is there, no, in the bottom row 2 numbers in the left side and 2 numbers are the right side. So 8 number of 25 dia rod is going to curtail. So in that 8 number of 25, 8 means, sorry, not 8, 4 number of 25 means 2 plus 2, 4 number of rods are going to curtail. This dia is 25, dia is 25, and ground floor height is required, first floor height is not required, and this is the rod below first floor level 0.6 and 0.4, and this is the rod above first floor level for the one LD. LD means for the 25 dia, what is the LD? For the 25 dia, LD is 725. This is to be 725 and 725, and as usual lap length also 725 to lap the below rod. And next curtail rod, next this curtail rod is over, and what is the next curtail rod over here? You see here 8 number of 20 is there, and in the first floor level there is no 20 dia rod. Then so all the 8 number of 20 dia rods are also going to curtail in the first floor level. See 1 2 3 4 5 6, and in the last corners total 8 number of 20 dia rods also will going to curtail. So out of 8 number of 20, so this is 4 number and this is 4 number of columns are 1, and dia of the rod is 20 20. Floor height is 3100, and there is no first floor height, and ground rods below first floor, and as per the 20 dia lap length, as per the 20 dia lap length is 575, 575, 575, and lap length also 575, 575. Next, then continuous rod, and in this, what are the continuous rod over here? So all the 20 dia also curtailed, all 20 out of 825 4 dia got curtailed. Then only this white color rod is there, no, this white color, only this 4 rod is only going to be continuous in the next floor level. So only 4 number of 25 dia continuous rod is 4 number of 25 dia. Again first ground floor height is required, first floor height is required, and rod comes below first floor is 0.4, and rod goes above is 0.6 first floor height, and this lap length will be as per the 25 dia. 25 dia is 725. Next, and what is the another continuous rod? There is no more continuous rod over here. Then make this as a 0. Make this 0. Number of rods and number of columns, make it 0 over here. Next, and here is the additional rods only for 25 and 32 dia what you have written, no? So in this case, you see, now here 12 number of 25 is there, and here only 8 number of 25 is there. So another some 4 rods are adding over here. Instead of 20, here another 4 rods are going to add 25, and some rods are going to add. You see, I have marked over here in the green color, no? All these green colors are making additional 25 rods adding from the first floor level. So for that, for this 25 dia rod, our LD is there 725 mm. Because of this 725 mm, we need to add this rod before ground floor column concreting, because our ground floor, all the ground floor slabs are slab beams are 600 mm depth. Because this is more than 600 mm, we will not get LD for this 25 dia rod. For that, we need to add that column into this location. So then how many rods are going to add over here? Total, these 2 rods, as it is 2 rods it is coming, and whatever the green colors I have made, no, those 6 rods, not 6 rods, 8 rods, 4 rods over here and 4 rods over here are going to be add in the ground floor level itself before casting the ground floor column concrete. So take this 8 rods. So additional additional rods, this is the number of columns are 1 1. So total 8 rods is there, no? So 4 rods over here and 4 rods over here. Dia is 25 and this is also 25. As it is, ground floor height is not required for this, because these rods are not coming below the ground floor. Only one LD will come here, because how much from the ground below ground level, only one LD will come. That's why there is no ground floor height is required. Then first floor height is required, because this rod is going above the first floor level. Then rod below first floor level. Rod below first floor level, how much is required? Only LD of this 25 mm dia. What is the LD of this 25 mm dia? Is 725. Only this 725 mm only will come down from rods, will come down from the first floor level to inside the column. Then rods above first floor level is, as it is, 0.4 times of longer rod and 0.6 times of longer rod. Here you can change it. This is 0.6 and this is 0.4, whatever it is. Here both are same. For the longer, we can keep it longer rod means we can make it this 0.6 over here, and for this we can make it 0.4 over here, and even keeping the same also not an issue. Okay, then what is the lap length for 25 dia rod is? There is no lap length for the 25 dia. Lap length is 0. Lap length is 0. For this, we have completed the column reinforcement for the C61. So when you are calculating in the next floor, no, at the next floor, while you are calculating, we need to keep it in mind that these rods are added before column casting. Then when you have to take from this rod, no, these additional rods, these 25 dia additional rods should not measured in the first floor level. This need to be calculated. This I will explain in the next. I am making one more class, that from first floor to second floor how to make the column reinforcement. No, in that first floor to second floor I am going to explain. In that class I will explain that also. So as of now we have completed this column rods from the mid of the ground floor to mid of the first floor. I have explained. So please practice rest all these columns by taking this material. So you please practice all these columns. If any problem or any issues comes, please call to this number or email to this email ID. I will share you this drawings and Excel files, and if you have any concerns I will give the clarification for you peoples. So I hope you people have liked this video, kindly subscribe if you are not subscribed, and please share with your friends and colleagues for their practice, and like, and if you have any comment is there, please comment in the comment box. Thank you very much.